So you will often hear me say that I'm going to change the world, and I truly believe this. Is it a hard task? Yes, of course it is, but it's made a lot easier when you have your priorities straight and when you cut out the right stuff. And today, I'm not just going to talk about myself, I'm going to talk about, yes, what I do to prioritize stuff and in what order I prioritize everything, because this is the thing that will either build you to who you want to be and build you to the life that you want to live, or else make you just coast and end up going somewhere you don't want to be. So it's very, very important to be clear on your priorities. But from this here podcast, I'm going to get clear in mine, but I want you to have a think about yours. And as I go through this, I want you to think, right, how could I do this myself? How could I do this myself? What are my priorities? What should be number one? What should be number two? What should be number three? And right now is my calendar actually reflecting this. Right now is the shit I do every single day actually reflecting this. So I'm going to go through this. Remember, it's not just about adding things in. It's not just about doing more gym sessions. It's not just about doing more work. It's about cutting shit out. So I'm also going to mention everything that I've had to cut out as well, because that is just, excuse me. I'm good. Fucking flies everywhere. That is just as important as adding things in. Actually, it's more important because there's so many different things that you can do. It's actually about choosing, right, what am I going to do? Leaning in on that one thing, and then you lean in on that one thing. That's how you actually move forward. Otherwise, you're just doing too much at once, and you can be doing too much productive things at once too. You need to just focus on simple things, small things. So yeah, guys, first thing, I've got a list of 5 different things on my priority list. These are different things that you'll have. It can all be tied to you. Obviously, it's based around me, my own growth, my family, my friends, relationships, and my business. But for you, you may not have a business. You can do this with work. So you're either going to have a business, work, or if you don't have a business or work, lucky you. But just base that around your hobbies or whatever you're working on. So number 1, I have my business. And first of all, you're like, whoa, man is obsessed. Why is business before friends? Why is business before family? Why is business before anything? And the reason is because how many people do you know that have family first or friends first, but their biggest struggle in life is that they don't have enough money? But their biggest struggle in life is that they aren't fulfilled. How many people do you know like that? Because I know a lot of people like that. And the truth is, if I focus on my business, I grow as a result. And if I grow as a result and I'm the best version of me and my own cup is filled, I'm able to help other people. So before I focus on helping other people, it's important to selfishly actually help yourself and help your own goals and help your own endeavors. Because if you focus, this is all my opinion, by the way, if you don't agree, that's fine. If you focus on yourself first, focus on your business, focus on your goals, you're going to grow. Then you can help people, then you can focus on other people first. And I've broke my business, different things I actually focus on in my business, up into 4 different categories. So the first thing is, Jesus fucking Christ, bird, scared the shit out of me. So the first thing that I prioritize is client success. So making sure that clients are winning, because if clients aren't winning, then I don't really have much, do I? If I have a business, a coaching business, and the clients aren't getting what they need, then it's not a coaching business. It's just a business where people come in, they don't get what they want, and then they leave. And that's not a business I'm going to run. So clients winning, client success is the most important thing for me. And for you, when you are figuring out your priorities, think about the work that you do, the business that you have, the job that you have. What is top of that? Because there's going to be something that has to be the top of that. Because if not, then you're focusing on everything at once, and you cannot focus on everything at once. So client success will always be number 1. Number 2 is actually growing my team. So as of recent, obviously I started the business a year and a half ago. As of recent now, I've had different people coming in working for me doing different things the last 6 to 9 months. But the fuck is that sound? like a dog. The last 6 to 9 months I've had different people come in and help me with things, but now I'm actually growing a proper team and I'm actually bringing people on full time. Not going to mention names yet. Some of you actually might know the people, but not going to mention anything yet until everything's actually sussed out. But yeah, because if I grow a team the way I see it, if I have people that can do things actually better than I can do within the business, and I have other people that can actually impact lives, that's better for everyone. Like, because I am only limited to how many people I can help. I am only limited to my own capabilities. If I get sick, then it's all fucked. The impact that I want to have, the videos that I want to upload, what I want to do, it's all fucked. But if you have other people, the right people in your corner, that is where you are unstoppable. So even if, God forbid, right now when I'm walking around the forest, someone came out with a crossbow, one of the haters came out with a crossbow and fucking shot me. Well, I actually haven't set up the team yet, so things will be fucked. But if I set up the right team, things won't be as fucked and things will still be able to go on without me. And yeah, initially it was hard to start building a team because you don't want to give away control, because it's my business, because it's my baby. But it's about being actually not being selfish anymore and saying, right, you know, I need to pay other people to do these things. I need to give away the piece of the pie, because that's going to allow to have a bigger impact, and that's going to allow the mission of Dialed In to go further. So growing the team is number 2, and then number 3 is marketing. So literally just making sure that I'm spreading the message so people can be impacted even if they're not in Dialed In. So that is the third thing. So like me doing the videos where I put myself out of my comfort zone, me doing the videos where I talk about self-improvement, that could impact someone. That's very, very important, because someone could watch that, could change their life. So the way I see it, I want to create epic humans. I want to change the world. So to do that, you need to change people. So having really, really powerful marketing, which by marketing I mean like uploading on Instagram, uploading on TikTok, uploading stories, making the videos, that is so important. So then obviously the team ties into that, because the team helps me make that, they help me edit that, help me do different things. There is a 4th pillar in that, but it's actually way down the list. So yeah, that's the 3rd mini pillar of business. My number 2 most important thing, this is like the list, just in case. I actually sent it off to a client earlier and I took them through it, and then I thought, right, why don't I actually just make a podcast on this to help other people out? So this was like sent to a client initially. I made it out for a client because they were like, they're starting their own, well, I've got actually 2 different clients that I made this out for. One of them is starting his own business in, is it joinery? In joinery, up Brian, and then also the Bull, who's doing a bit of coaching. So up them both. I made that for them because right now they're very, very busy, and I wanted to show them just how it's done. Not that I'm an expert, but I've been able to do bits and pieces. Number 2 on the priority list out of the 5 is personal growth. So again, if I'm not in top shape, if I'm not having the best mindset that I can have, and I'm not enjoying my life, then it all falls apart. So the top of that, the top mini pillar of that is actually my own training. So if I'm not training, then I'm gonna feel shit. If I'm not training, then I'm actually also a bit of a fraud, because I'm a coach. So I need to make sure I'm training. I need to make sure I'm consistent. I need to make sure I'm showing up. And it also helps the mindset as well by training. So that is needs done, fucking top priority. On top of that, we have other things. We have like me doing podcasts, which actually I enjoy them because they're meditative, because I'm able to just talk about my thoughts, and then also hopefully help you guys while I go through it. Go like talking to mentors, going on to mentorship calls, learning from that, because it's my own learning. It's my way to progress, and it's important you're also doing that. You're not just constantly working, you're also learning. And that's where a lot of people go wrong. They actually stop learning once they get older. Like once they get out of uni, or once they get out of school, they just decide, you know what, I'm not learning anymore. And that fucks them. So you need to keep learning. No matter what age you are, the most successful people are learning, no matter what age. So always learn, because as humans, that's what we're meant to do. We're not meant to just sit and be the fucking king of everything. We need to constantly improve, constantly push for more, or at least that's my opinion. Walks as well, so like going on walks, having a bit of fresh air, especially not listening to music. Like sometimes listen to music, sometimes listen to a podcast, that does help, but then also having, because you can still learn, and music is just good vibe. But also having walks where you do nothing, where you're just walking, where you're just thinking with your thoughts, because that allows you to actually make decisions that you wouldn't be able to make, because it's very easy in today's day and age to always be doing something, to always be busy. So by having that time away, it's just really good to clear your head, and a lot of people don't do that. They don't clear their head, and you'll find that's like why it ties into like some people will get poor sleep, because that's whenever they finally lie down at the end of the day, that's the only time they get to think. So then that's when their brain starts thinking. And yeah, even this is another one which a lot of, like, I don't want to be sexist, but a lot of girls actually know to do this. A lot of guys don't know to do this. Lads, you need to wise up. Is actually, guys, you need to focus on your own self-care. And that's not just gym, that's not just training, but it's also shaving. It's also getting a haircut. It's also fucking, if you want to fucking take a sauna, or you want to take a fucking bath, if you do that. But doing things like that, that's going to allow you to feel great and allow you to be more confident, wearing good clothes that you actually enjoy wearing. All of that ties in, because if you do not feel good within yourself, then it's very, very hard for you to help other people. It's very, very hard for you to show up. So that's also up there. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. Make sure you're showering. Don't fucking be a stinky bastard. No one likes stinky bastards. So yeah, do that. Keep it up. And that is number 2, my own growth. So number 1, we have business. Number 1, priority. Number 2, my own growth. Number 3, we have family. So obviously family time. I'm not spending an awful lot of time, but it's not just about time that you spend with the family. You don't always need to be with them every day, but it's about quality time. And that's why I want to make sure I'm home. I'm like going for a walk with my dad, I'm talking to my mum, I'm going out for a drive with my mum, I'm having dinner with him, different things like that, because they're not going to last forever. And they've raised me to be a pretty decent person. So yeah, and I also just enjoy the time with them. But I don't overly stress about having to spend lots and lots and lots of time with them. Like, I don't live at home, but I just know whenever I am home, that it's going to be quality time, and that's all that matters. So making sure that I'm spending quality time with family. I'll also do this thing where I'm in the fortunate position where I'll actually take my ones out. There's 6 of us. I'll take my ones out for dinner, and I'll pay for everything. So I'll just say, right, this Sunday is everyone free, and if everyone's free, we'll go for it. If not, we'll pick a different week. And I'll just say, right, I'm paying for dinner. We're all going to go out, and it just forces everyone to get dressed up a bit. Forces us all to sit down at the table and just chat. And I think that's really, really good, and it's really, really fulfilling. Is everyone in the position to do this? No, but like, even if you have a few brothers and sisters, you could even split it up against you and take your mum's, or your mum and your dad, or just your dad, or whoever it is, take them out. It's very, very fulfilling. Like, it actually is an amazing feeling, and I don't see it be done enough. Not that I'm the fucking best son or best person in the world to be telling you what to do, but all I know is I speak from experience, and I've done it a few times and it feels great. So of course I want to tell you to do it, because if it's going to help you feel great, it's going to be great. And also, like, I know some of the times where I was actually doing the worst financially, when business wasn't exactly where I wanted it to be, I would actually still take my ones out for dinner. And the reason being was because everything is an identity, and I told myself, what would someone who's a millionaire do? What would someone who has a great business do? They would take their ones out for dinner and pay for everything. And even though during this phase my finances weren't completely in order, I had to reinvest things in the business, and they weren't reinvested yet, tax bills, all that boring shit, I still took them out, because I took on the identity of being someone who would take my ones out for dinner. So yeah, I just went for it. And yeah, of course, like, was it the best financial move? No, but did it actually motivate me and put a bit of a kick up the arse for me to work harder in my business? Yes, and because of that, following months, I worked hard in the business, and as a result, that helped me to push further. So yeah, I think that's a pretty good one. So guys, number 3, family. Quality time over quantity time, because it's easy to spend a lot of time, but really, if you're spending a lot of time, are you actually there the whole time? No, you're probably on your phone when your parents are about. So just make sure when you are there to be there, and when you're not there, that's fine. Just make sure when you are there, you're fucking dialed in with everything that you do. And then under this, I put the 4th pillar of business under family. So this is actually very strange. Or well, would I put it? This 4th pillar of business, I might actually put it after number 4. But this is the 4th mini pillar of business, and it's actually sales, like getting people into dialed in. So the reason I put this so low down the list, like whereas like obviously delivering to clients is up there, marketing is up there. The reason I've got sales low down is because I don't want to take on too many clients, because if I take on too many clients, there's only so much energy that I have. So that's why I'll always only have a set amount of clients, and whenever there's spots available, there'll be spots available with our intake. But it's not that I'm constantly pushing for clients, because if I was, I would be spread thin. I wouldn't be able to deliver to all my clients, and as a result, the service wouldn't be as good, and the service wouldn't be where it is, and I wouldn't be able to do everything that I do currently with the business. So that's why sales is low down. That's why it's actually not a priority at the moment. So yeah, at the moment, that's not like a massive priority. And that's the last pillar of business. I just randomly moved it down in this because I was like, actually no, sales should actually be further down. So number 4 out of 5 on the priority list is friends. And you're probably like, Owen, you must be a shit friend. Why do you have number 4 so low down? And I don't think I'm a shit friend with that, because of that. Because if you think about it, even for you, like you may spend 8 hours a day in your job. How many hours do you spend with your friends? Way less than 8 hours a day. So if you're spending less time, of course it's not going to be as much of a priority. But you need to realize that, again, it's the quality of time. And whenever I'm with my friends, I make sure it's quality time. I make sure I'm not just lying about in their fucking living room watching my phone while a movie's on in the back. I'll always make sure I actually do shit. So we'll go for a hike, we'll walk, we'll not have our phone, we'll have a laugh. And that'll actually give me energy back, because it's like, right, a good break. But the reason it's not so high up is because you're not going to hang out with your friends every single day, and that's okay. You don't need to hang out with your friends every single day to be friends with someone. If you're friends, you can be friends without having to be there all the time, or at least that is my opinion. So yeah, that's why it's a wee bit lower down in the list. I'd also say, like, I do a lot of gym meetups with a lot of my clients, and I would actually put that down as like, obviously it's up there, like obviously it's part of dialed in and like my mission of changing the world, which is number 1 priority. But it's also like ties into the friend thing, like, because I do get a lot of energy back, and I do enjoy the time of like being there with clients and training with clients. It is just like fucking being there with friends, which is a great thing to say, and I'm so privileged to have that. And it's a good thing too, because if you can have like work, business, relationships, friends, if you can have that like tie in, then I see life as so much better. Because a lot of people see work as work, something they hate, and then downtime and things away from work as something completely different. But in my opinion, I think a better way to live is to have you enjoy your work so much that it doesn't feel like work, and for you to work with people that you can actually call friends. I think that's a great way to have it, and at least that's the way I have it. That might not be the way everyone has it. And a lot of people online might tell you, no, when you're a business, you need to have a fucking professional relationship with your clients. You can't call them your friends. Don't fucking call them your friends. Yada, yada, yada. But you know what? Sometimes you just have to go your own path. Sometimes you have to go your own way. And sometimes you just need to do your own thing. And you can't just listen to what other people tell you, because I've definitely heard people say that before. Oh, no one's going to respect you if you think of them as your friend. Fuck up. Yeah, like, you don't need to build your business or build your life in a way other people always tell you. Yes, take what certain people say, take that all in, but it's not required, and you can always do it your way. And that is actually how you be an innovator and like a new person into a field. Like, if you think of anyone that's very, very successful, it's because they did something very, very different in their field. So if you're always following the leader, following the person that's successful, you're never actually going to become a leader. and you're never actually going to build anything new or build anything different. So, you know what? I like the way things are, and I like the way it is that whenever I do the gym sessions with my clients, I'm actually enjoying myself and I don't see it as work. So yeah, number 4 is friends and just having a laugh. Like, make sure you're having a laugh in life. Sorry, it's getting very dark and the bright lights actually like blur my eyes, but we got to put up with it. It actually is very, very blurry in my eyes. Probably not great for my eyesight. I also can't see in front of me. But yeah, like, if you're not having if you're not having a laugh, then fuck, I actually couldn't even see him coming. If you're not having a laugh, then you're not doing it right. And if you're not enjoying the process, I don't think you're doing it right. Yes, there will be times where you're just working all day, and I know myself, even today, I was working all day, and most days, I'll be completely honest, I work all day, and people will talk of work-life balance. I don't really feel like I have it, but that's because, like, I enjoy work a lot, but sometimes it does feel like work, and sometimes I'm working all day and I don't want to do the shit, but I still got to do it anyway. So realize as well, like, you might see my life and be like, oh, everything's great. You never see actually the negatives as well. So if you're ever like looking at someone else's life, just be careful, because you're only looking at the positive. Your brain is wired to like see someone else and be like envious, jealous. I want that, I wish I had that. But the truth is, if you actually knew the negatives as well as the positives, then you wouldn't be as prone to actually want that life. So always just remember that. Always take it on, what's the word? Always just have that in the back of your head whenever you're feeling jealous of someone, or whenever you want something, that you're not thinking of the downsides. So think of the downsides and the upsides whenever you make decisions like that. Just be very, very careful. And yeah, that's number 4 out of number 5. This is number 5 now, so we are going to be wrapping up soon. Number 5, this one's stupid, this one's silly, is relationships. This is actually at the bottom of the pool of the 5, I'm going to call it, what do I call it? The 5 pillars, the 5 priorities, the 5 priorities. This is the bottom for me personally. Some people it would be number 1. For me personally, this is the bottom of the 5 priorities. And that is because, would I love a relationship? Would I love to go home and have a woman after I finish my podcast lying in bed waiting for me that I love? Yeah, you know what I mean? That would be great, but you can't have everything. And for me to actually get a relationship, I know I do the cold approaches and all, but I would need to I couldn't even do the cold approaches if I had a relationship, because obviously no one's going to want to be with someone that does that. Or maybe there will be, but you know what, but I would need to go on Tinder, I would need to go on a lot of dates, I would need to do a lot of texting, and the thing for me is the texting. I can't do the texting. Like, I have 50 clients at the moment. I have 4 members of staff. I have a family of 6. And I've got friends outside of that too. Obviously, if I really want to make time, I could make time for texting girls and building a relationship. But there's just so much going on, so it's not priority at the moment. And sometimes sometimes I do wish, all right, I did put time and energy into that, but realize that everything in life, there is a payoff and there is a sacrifice. And this whole podcast, the point of this podcast is that there are 5 priorities, and you can only prioritize them from 1 to 5. So you can't have it all. You cannot have it all. If only. Now, there will be different periods in your life where you focus on different things. At the moment, that's not a priority, but down the line, that might be a priority. But it's not now. And I have clients say to me all the time, I don't know, I'm worried about this, I'm worried about taking this on with business, I'm worried about starting a wee side business with work, I'm worried about friends, not being able to spend as much time with them because I'm focusing more now on work. I'm focusing more now on fitness, on myself, on my own personal growth. You're going to have to make sacrifices. You're going to have to say no. Whenever, let's say, personal growth goes up to number 1, personal growth being, right, gym, training, self-care. See if that goes up to number 1. Realize that friends might need to go to number 3 or number 2. And you won't have as much time to see your friends. And if you've seen your friends every single day for 2 hours a day after work, but now you're spending time in the gym, you're spending time in the sauna, might be reading a book because you're focused on yourself, focused on your own personal growth. You're not gonna have as much time for friends. You only have so much time. You only have so much time. So it's always gonna be sacrifices. You might want family to be number one, but realize if family is number one, you might not be able to spend as much time on your relationships. Or if relationships is number one, work might take a slight hit and your business might take a slight hit. So after listening to this, do me a favor. Realize that you can't have everything in life, but you can have anything. So figure out what that's going to be. The 5 priorities, we're going to call them. I'm going to name them out now and I want you to have a think. Write it down in your notes and realize that next month it can change. In 3 months' time it can change. Next year it can change. Doesn't need to be that the whole time, but write down the priorities and figure out what's going first, what's going last, what's going in the middle, and how's my day actually going to look to reflect this. And I know when I plan out my day, when I plan out my calendar, I know that it reflects these priorities clearly, and that's how I'm able to move forward in certain things and how I'm not able to move forward in certain things like relationships. And yeah, and also like I haven't really, well yeah, let me go back to this. So guys, this is my priorities, but I want you to write this down and then reprioritize it in your way. So number 1, business/work. So this could be your business or if you have a job. Number 2, personal growth. So the gym, your own training, if it's like marathon, high rocks, whatever you want to focus on there. If it's learning, if it's reading books, if it's doing an extra course, it's personal growth on the side. Number 3 is family. Self-explanatory. Number 4 is friends. So social circle, group, going out. And number 5 is relationships. So am I the fucking know-it-all? No. But these are the 5 different priorities that I have got today through doing check-ins. When a client asks me questions, I ask me a question about how do I prioritize stuff, that's what I came up with. And I actually think I might actually use that going forward, use that framework of those 5 pillars and sort out where each is. So yeah, guys, if this has been helpful, let me know, text me on Instagram. Once you actually have your priorities done, send me a screenshot on Instagram of what your priorities are at, or even just send me a message of how it helps. Like I do love to see that feedback. I do love to see feedback coming through to know that these podcasts are actually helping people, because in my head, I just have it that no one listens to these. Like, actually, I just have it that these are just like a personal waffle session of me talking. So if you do listen to this, like, just send me a message, be like, I listened to the pod, tell me which one, tell me what you liked about it. Main thing, tell me what you're going to implement off it, because it's easy to listen to a bunch of pods like this. I say this every podcast, it's easy to listen to podcasts like this, but what's actually hard is taking action off the podcast. And I want my podcast to be the podcast that you're actually taking action off. I don't just want you to listen to this and go off and continue doing what you were doing. So I hope I have helped to change your life, even if it's just a wee bit. If not, maybe one of my other podcasts could help. If not, maybe one of my stories on Instagram or my reels on Instagram can help. So yeah, folks, that is me. Good to go, good to lock and load. Or I forgot to mention, if not, maybe my coaching could help whenever we're taking on spots. But yeah, guys, that's actually pretty much it. If I don't stop the podcast now, I'm gonna keep waffling. So take action. Don't fucking give up. Realize that you can have anything in life, but you can't have everything. So choose wisely, pick carefully, and remember, when they ask why you're doing what you're doing, you tell them it's the year of the dialed in. McGinn out.